So, this is the second video on my brand new channel, and I don't want to start off with anything controversial. So let me start the video by saying I don't have anything against RMC. In fact, although I've actually only ridden one, it was a mind-blowing experience. It's my number 3 coaster. But no manufacturer is perfect, and I am definitely a critic. In this video, I'm going to explore my problem with RMC and how they could potentially fix it. Rocky Mountain Construction, or RMC, was founded in 2001 as a construction company, and they still are. However, they also started building their own roller coasters beginning in 2011 with New Texas Giant. Since then, they have built 24 other roller coasters, including Wildcat's Revenge. They are specifically known for converting old and or rough wooden coasters into state-of-the-art hybrids with intense elements and even inversions. They also build ground-up hybrids as well as ground-up wooden coasters and single-rail coasters. The one RMC coaster that I have ridden is Wonder Woman Flight of Courage at Six Flags Magic Mountain. I rode it twice in February and didn't even get the back row on either ride. Still, the ride was super snappy and I got amazing ejector airtime on the camelback coming off the mid-course and on the run of Airtime Thrills at the end of the ride. I loved all the elements on Wonder Woman, and although I did not get to ride Twisted Colossus on that trip, I'm sure I would have felt the same. In fact, I'd be willing to bet that Twisted Colossus would have felt the same. RMC has created the recipe for a virtually perfect ride. They know how to make fast-paced elements with a crap ton of airtime, and that's exactly the problem. RMC has figured out how to make a fast-paced, airtime-filled ride. If you don't understand why that's a problem, let me ask you a question. Think about your favorite food, or if you can't pick one, a really, really good food. How do you know that food tastes good? Why do you like it so much? Think about it for a second. The answer is not because it tastes good. The answer is because you've tasted something bad. You know the difference between something that tastes good and something that tastes bad. So, what does your favorite food have to do with roller coasters? The answer is that when you only have one thing, you start to appreciate it less and less. If you only had RMCs, you wouldn't appreciate ejector airtime and smooth yet also snappy transitions nearly as much. But thankfully, we have Intamin Gigas and old Aero Mega Loopers to give us a taste of heavy positive Gs and awful transitions. Now, I'm not trying to say that positive Gs are a bad thing. In fact, I think positive Gs are a really great thing. And I think positive Gs can fix RMC's problem. Here's the thing. Only 2 parks in the whole world currently have more than one RMC. Six Flags Magic Mountain and Six Flags Fiesta Texas. However, there are a ton of parks that have multiple B&Ms. The reason is that B&Ms are different from each other. They all offer unique ride experiences. Granted, B&M has been around a lot longer and has more models to choose from than RMC, but while RMC just does ejector airtime and odd transitions, B&M dabbles in a little bit of all the forces. Basically, I'm trying to say that all RMCs are essentially the same ride. They're all helping their parks line up. The likelihood of a park buying 2 RMCs is pretty low. My solution? Mix it up a little. I'm going to point to Wildcat's Revenge here. RMC is moving the lift hill so they don't have to have a curb drop. That's fine with me. I think a curb drop on a steel coaster is pretty pointless. But then they're adding this step-up underflip thingy to turn the train around, and I think that a big turn like that could be used for something better. I personally think that RMC and Hershey Park could have done a low-to-the-ground turnaround or an overbanked turn, something to provide a decent amount of positive Gs. That would make the negative Gs on the rest of the ride really pop, because, in my opinion, it's all about contrast. If you could make 2 elements feel completely different from each other, it makes them feel much more intense. For example, Wicked at Lagoon launches forward and sharply pulls up, giving a very solid moment of positive Gs. That small moment makes the top of the top hat feel almost like it's trying to rip your head off. Those 2 moments, combined with the vertical launch, also make the rest of the ride feel really boring, while Bombora at Lagoon looks much more boring than the second half of Wicked, but actually feels more fun. To sum it all up, I think RMC could get even more business if they started exploring contrasts and trying to make different styles of ride. I think the T-Rex model will also be a good way for them to play around with new forces, and I'm confident that RMC could come up with a way to make positive Gs and other new forces just as fun and as exciting as ejector airtime. Anyway, I hope that even made sense. If you disagree, let me know why, and tell me why. Thanks for watching, and now go have your own coaster adventure. Okay, so like literally right after I finished editing this video, I was looking on YouTube and I noticed that Hershey Park Enthusiast posted a video of Wildcats Revenge like testing, and he specifically pointed out how the train like tore through the underflip, and I was kind of thinking that it was going to be more like a moment of like zero G's, but now I'm kind of thinking that maybe it'll be more like a positive G's moment, which is kind of exactly what I was trying to point out in this video. So maybe RMC already took my advice before I even gave it to him.